From Pulaski County to Lake County, Democrats deliver for working families. Illinois Democrats raised the minimum wage to a living wage.
All they're being reminded after the DNC is every single time when they go to the grocery store, when they go to their local supply store to pick up supplies or fill their gas tank, they're going to be reminded about what the Democrat agenda looks like and how it affects them.
That's just some of the back and forth you're expected to hear this week as the Democratic National Convention kicks off in Chicago. The Illinois State Fair's over. Now Illinois Democrats going to Chicago, being joined by Democrats from across the country for their national convention. 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We, of course, will be on the ground there. We've got a team with the Center Square and Blue Room Stream, so we'll have video and interviews and a whole host of things. Looking forward to bringing that to you here. But obviously, looking at what the messaging is going to be. Obviously, looking at what the protest situation is going to be. And apparently, there is going to be a contingent of protests Monday that's supposed to be the largest, as it's being reported. Tens of thousands of people possible. And all of that opposing the war in Gaza and the perceived aggression from Israel against Hamas after the October 7th attack Hamas had against Israel. So you could see tens of thousands of protesters Monday. And the safety and security situation, obviously, something else we're going to be reporting on. But there's a lot of activity going on inside the convention hall where you'll hear a lot of what Democrats are saying. And we got a bit of a preview of this from Governor J.B. Pritzker last week, whenever he addressed the Democratic County Chairs Association, talking about how Democrats deliver.
And right here in Illinois, we get to show off our own blue wall. Our state party is stronger than ever before, and our County Chairs Association is knocking the cover off the ball. From Pulaski County to Lake County, Democrats deliver for working families. Illinois Democrats raised the minimum wage to a living wage. We lowered costs for working families by eliminating grocery taxes, canceling medical debt, lowering small business taxes, and lowering the cost of prescription drugs. Democrats rebuilt 7,000 miles of roads and 600 bridges, our river ports, our airports, and so much more. We enshrined workers' rights into our Constitution. We expanded health care coverage to hundreds of thousands more people across our state. Democrats invested $3 billion more into public education.
And of course, all of that with the largest state budgets consecutively year after year after year under Governor J.B. Pritzker. And he talked about investing in roads. The state has the second highest gas tax in the country, and a whole host of other high-ranking figures that taxpayers are paying, including $75 million for the DNC, similar to how the RNC cost taxpayers $75 million. And that's with all kinds of law enforcement agencies coming in and all the barricades they got to set up and a whole host of other security apparatus. But, you know, that was the governor last week at the Democrat County Chairs Association here in Springfield before going out to the state fair, where he talked more about, well, a bit of a preview of what we're going to hear, at least from the governor when he addresses the DNC this week.
I'm also proud that we're going to win up and down the ticket in November, right? It feels electric, Democrats, doesn't it? All right, I'm so excited about what's happening at the federal level. And of course, next week, we're going to show America what Illinois Democrats are all about, because as Juliana said, Democrats deliver. But it's because we have done so much here in the state of Illinois. Now, you've heard a few of those things. Let me start by saying that we have enshrined into our Constitution workers' rights. We're a union state and we'll always be a union state. We stand up for people's freedom. So you know what we did? We outlawed book bans in Illinois. And we enshrined into law a woman's right to choose. And we've made it safe, a safe haven for women all across this country. When they're trying to preserve their own rights and exercise those rights, they have to escape states like Iowa and Kentucky and Missouri. And where do they come? The great state of Illinois.
That's not the only policies that are attracting people to Illinois. You've got the non-citizen migrant health care that's costing taxpayers $1 billion plus and even more in this current fiscal year. Now, I was able to obtain numbers with the Center Square from the state's agencies looking at these things, and as of July 9th, nearly 53,000 non-citizens are enrolled in the Health Benefits for Immigrant Adults and Seniors program. Of that, the race of more than 19,000 isn't known. The ethnicity of more than 10,000 isn't known. And as of June 24th, the total costs of the program to the taxpayer here in the state of Illinois since July of 2023 is $711 million. State Senator Terry Bryant, a Republican, joined other Republicans to react to the DNC heading up this week. They held a virtual news conference on Friday, and she reacted to some of those numbers and the prospect of even more coming, and whether or not Kamala Harris would increase the amount of taxpayer dollars for things like subsidizing non-citizen migrant health care.
If Harris were elected, then of course, we have to take them at their word. No matter what she's saying now, we know what the history has been of where the money is going in this country. Right now, the emphasis is on non-citizens. And of course, in Illinois, I would always point everyone back to what we've seen at the welcome centers. So at welcome centers, I would use where I've actually been at the Welcome Center in Carbondale, where you go into a facility that's supposed to be for all immigrants, and yet the application that you fill out or the form is only written in Spanish in a town that has a university where there are immigrants from India, Pakistan, Iraq, Iran, from Taiwan, from Somalia. And if you want to get an application for help there, you cannot get that application because it's only written in Spanish, and you can't even get one there in English. And believe me, I've been in there to try. So it is very disturbing to see that that there's so much money going out. And it's questionable where that money is going.
So again, Senator Terry Bryant questioning how much money's going out and exactly where it's going, especially if you don't know the race and ethnicity of individuals who are getting these taxpayer subsidized health care benefits. So Democrats deliver is a message we expect. Republicans countering that, at least in the state of Illinois, saying, hey, the state of Illinois has high property taxes, high overall taxes, our debt's out of control, while we have the largest spending plans in state history. Sue Rezin, a Republican from Morris, really laid out some of the things that Republicans say is not good policy.
Democrats chose to burden businesses with another job-killing tax increase. As family budgets are stretched to their breaking point, forcing families to make really tough decisions, Illinois Democrats used their tax hikes to deliver the most expensive budget in state history. While the Biden-Harris policies were triggering a crisis at the border, Governor Pritzker and Illinois Democrats invited it here by creating a welfare state for non-citizens at the expense of Illinois residents. Illinois Democrats are spending $1 billion per year on programs to support non-citizens, diverting precious resources away from struggling Illinois families who need them most. Illinois Democrats have prioritized criminals over families by implementing catch and release policies as crime rates continue to rise. Meanwhile, thousands of Illinois students beg for their educational opportunities to be preserved, but Illinois Democrats turned their backs and delivered only disappointment.
And she's talking there about the Illinois Invest in Kids School Choice Scholarship Program that provided tax credits to individuals donating private dollars to scholarships for families of lower means to go to a private school of their choice. That program ended at the end of last year, despite children and families showing up to the state capitol saying, hey, we're benefiting from this immensely. Please restore this. But they didn't. Legislators did not restore it. Instead, they must have listened to the teachers' unions who were adamantly opposed to this. So Senator Don DeWitt doubling down on the end of the Illinois Invest in Kids program, something that Democrats delivered, he said.
All because Illinois Democrats refused to extend the program. And I want to repeat, Democrats refused to extend this program. These scholarships provided generational opportunities to help families with income challenges improve their children's opportunities for educational success. They provided choices for parents. Republicans supported an extension, but Democrats said no. Next week in Chicago, Governor J.B. Pritzker, under the bright lights, will talk at the DNC about how, quote, Democrats deliver, unquote. They deliver all right. They deliver abysmal education proficiency statistics and deliver disappointment to families that just want their kids to have a quality education. Invest in Kids has been monumentally successful.
And DeWitt goes on to talk about how it's helped tens of thousands of families get their kids into a school of their choice, but not any longer, at least when it comes to getting that scholarship from the Invest in Kids School Choice Scholarship Tax Credit Program. But back to Sue Rezin, I had asked Friday when they held this virtual news conference with Senate Republicans about how are Republicans going to grab attention all of this week, because the media is just going to be all over the DNC and they're going to have, live coverage and interviews. I mean, we're going to be on the ground at the DNC focusing on what the Democrats have to say. But Sue Rezin says to combat that, Republicans surely are going to be out there messaging, but she said it's going to be as simple as people going to the store and seeing how the economy is impacting them.
It will receive tremendous coverage. You will see a bump. You'll see marching bands. You'll hear John Legend at his concert. I mean, they're pulling out the stops for the convention. But what really matters is after the convention, when the constituents, the taxpayers of the state of this country really get back into their routine of daily going to the grocery store and being reminded that they can't afford to feed a family of 4. Or trying to figure out, how am I going to fill my gas tank this week so I can go to work? We have families that are trying to buy school supplies because it's the beginning of the school year and realizing that it's very costly. All they're being reminded after the DNC is every single time when they go to the grocery store, when they go to their local supply store to pick up supplies or fill their gas tank, they're going to be reminded about what the Democrat agenda looks like and how it affects them.
So interesting to hear how, while the media is going to be all over the DNC, it's going to be splashed in the newspapers and everything, Rezin saying that voters just need to go back to the store to, I guess, splash back into reality. But Governor J.B. Pritzker already out there talking about Malort as the unofficial shot of the Democrats' National Convention in Chicago. But again, last week, he said he just wants to be a good host.
I just want to be a good host. I want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to show off what a great state we are and make sure that we get launched into the fall in the right way so we elect Democrats up and down the ticket.
And we'll be there on the ground to hear that messaging all this week at the Democratic National Convention with the Center Square, Illinois in Focus Daily, America's Talking Network. I'm Greg Bishop. Follow me anywhere to get the latest live updates. Just follow Bishop on Air on X, Facebook, Instagram. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell here with America's Talking Network for live broadcasts each and every weekday morning. All right, make it happen.